Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, welcome to part three of our four-part Antarctica series. I've decided that I'm going to put the timestamp down below when I start the reading because apparently some people don't like the rambling that is going on before while I'm shuffling the cards. All I'm doing is putting the energy of what I'm talking about into the cards, plus making sure we're all on the same page with our facts. That's why I ramble a little bit. I'm telling you some of the facts that I think I know. That doesn't make them correct. And that being said, I have to correct something that I said in part two. I said the South Pole wasn't landed on until in the mid-50s, and that was by airplane, and I was wrong, and I apologize for that, and I've actually pinned the corrected information on the comments in part two. The South Pole was actually reached by explorers in 1911, the actual South Pole, by foot. My information that I took when I was doing my pre-research was it landed by plane in the mid-50s. That was the first time a plane landed on the South Pole. So I stand corrected. But anyways, I'll put the timestamp down below of when I've actually started the reading. But in the meantime, those of you who want to know what I'm reading about, stay tuned. So today on part three, I'm going to be talking about the geography. What's below the ice in Antarctica, and are they telling us the truth of what's below there? Right? We can't see it with our own eyes. We just have to believe what they're telling us. Now, of course, they use satellite, they use aerial photography, they use sonar, etc., etc. But they also tell us a lot of other things too that turn out not to be true. And as we know, there's a lot of secrecy and conspiracies about what's going on in Antarctica. Now, I'm not going to talk about are there UFOs under there, or any of the World War II conspiracies today, or whatnot. I'm saving that for part four. So if you're interested in that, wanting to know some of the more mystical parts of Antarctica, that will be in part four. Today, I'm simply asking, what's beneath the ice? And what's beneath the ice is what they tell us. Now, they tell us there's mountains. There's actually a mountain that's almost 5 kilometers high. They tell us there's rivers, there's lakes under that ice. And actually, one of the lakes, they actually drilled down and grabbed a sample of the water because there's freshwater and saline water lakes underneath the ice. There was a big controversy that they drilled down that far and exposed the lake to the upper atmosphere. That lake has been sealed from air for how many thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of years, and now it's been exposed to air, which has bacteria, dust, different things floating around the air, even human skin cells. So that was a big controversy when that happened. But they have, and they pulled up that water for research and testing and whatnot. Now, here's where I want to find out. They say that there's many volcanoes under the ice in Antarctica, and there's up to 10 eruptions per day. Now, we don't see any of the atmospheric results of that. We don't see any ash, etc. But here's my thing, is that what's causing the ice sheets to melt and break off? Maybe it's not coming from the air. I mean, it's the coldest place on Earth. The average temperature is in the minus, that's average. It can warm up to +10 in their summertime months, and the average temperature in the winter when it's completely dark is -30-ish. What fell out? Yeah, there's a strategy. Wow. Empress in reverse, Temperance in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse. They are lying to us. They're definitely lying to us. Empress in reverse, that's gossip, and especially with the 7 of Swords in reverse, that's lying gossip. That's not even fun gossip. That's lying, gossip, and temperance in reverse is the devil. I know there's a devil card in here, but that's more to do with our addictions and whatnot. Temperance in reverse. Upright is angel. Reverse is devil or untoward entities. Let's put it that way. So they could, let's find out. Are they telling us the truth about what's under the ice in Antarctica? And then as a bonus question, I'm going to do, is Antarctica an ice wall? That's for all the flat earth people who think that Antarctica is just an ice wall. I find it very confusing that it's only been in the last 200 years that they've discovered Antarctica. Especially we are a seafaring species on Earth. The ancient Egyptians had boats, and sure, it was just around the Mediterranean they'd sail, but the Vikings, they would sail, and they were used to sailing around ice, coming into Canada. Well, what was called Canada now, it wasn't back then. Even the Captain Cook, the Spanish were down in Australia, French, etc. Antarctica was hypothetical until 200 years ago. So what was the big mystery about? Why didn't anybody just take their boat and start traveling that way? Just the same as they did when Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492 or whatever it was, 600 years ago. Why didn't they just go south instead of west? So that's a bit of a mystery too. So anyways, I'm asking, is what they're telling us under the ice correct, or are they hiding something? Oh, cards are ready. Are they ever ready? Judgment in reverse. Well, that's a big no. Three of Wands upright. Well, that's our patience. We kind of believe what they tell. Oh, the Fool in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Fool in reverse. King of Swords. It's political. It's political what they're telling us. Queen of Swords. Interesting. So what they are doing is they're making us believe and wait for the correct information, but that information is wrong. Judgment in reverse, Fool, and they're trying to fool us. They're trying to fool us because, like I said, there's no way we can check. Yes, they have tourism there, but can you check to see if there's a river under there? Can you check if those mountains are pyramids or mountains? Like, you and I have no way of knowing. And remember, it's tightly held on to who can do research and what they're researching and where they can research. King of Swords here. Well, they're trying to hold on to it. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Well, what did I tell you? That is ice time. That is winter. They are trying to hold on to that contract that they have. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Words, is the contract lady. She will, she's any kind of leases, mortgages, loans, marriage contracts, treaties, for example, agreements, anything that you have to sign, the Magna Carta, the Constitution, etc., etc. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Words rules that. And here is the King of Swords, the politician, the judge, etc., that that is holding her to that. So is guarding that treaty. And they want to keep people guessing. That's what Three of Wands is. You've put out all the information, and then you have to have patience for your ships to come in. And so you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse. Now, I think something's going to break. Something is going to break in the agreement here. We got the King of Swords. coming at it. And again, that goes back to a politician that's either a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. And also somebody who's guarding this Queen of Swords. Somebody's guarding this Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords knows she's on really thin ground. And this King of Swords is trying to hold off other people trying to come in. Something's going to happen on Antarctica. You almost think that this is the volcano in some regards, the Four of Wands, but that's the disagreement, the breakup of a contract. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. I think there's going to be a crack in the ice, to use a pun for Antarctica, that something might break through. Somebody's going to be very upset about waiting, about being the next one. Two of Swords. Somebody who's been sitting on some information is going to release it soon. Justice. Again, we have more Libra energy here. Is this Putin? Is this Putin who's going to try and push things? Because Russia does have access to a claim, as I said in part 2. Russia does have access. They are available based on the USSR agreement at the time. It's been grandfathered to them. Is he going to spill the beans about what's really under the ice if he's not allowed to make that claim? Is that what he's going to do? Somebody's going to drop their swords and expose the truth. Expose the truth. Let's see what's here. The Star. I think we're going to hear some information. What's underlying here? The Hangman in reverse. Somebody's sitting on something about what's under that ice. And remember, in part 4, I'm going to talk about UFOs or people who live under the ice. Look at this. People who live under the ice. There's the stars, there's the firmament, there's the people who live under there. There's been a lot of talk that because of all the volcanic activity, there's actually warmth under that ice. The caves would be warm, the water would be warm. The only thing I can't figure out is where they get their sunlight. But you have to remember, Antarctica is 6 months in the dark anyways. Maybe they've figured that out somehow. With this justice here, that light up there. I think somebody out of the original contract is going to break, and they're going to tell us what's really, Ace of Wands, truth, yeah. Tell us what's really under that ice. I mean, you could almost see that this is a volcano or laser beams, maybe. I mean, let's adjust our tinfoil hat as much as we can here. Knight of Swords, yeah. We're going to see some kind of documentary, a blog post, a study, a research, something. That's Knight of Swords, that's Knight of Words. That's your journalist, that's your book writer. Whereas Page of Swords, that's more of your tweeter and your social media and your small blog posts and your little blurbs here and there. Whereas Knight of Swords, that's more of your deeper research. And the Knight of Swords always has something significant to say. And I find it fascinating. All these swords have butterflies, which are indicative of the air, but it's also transformation. Right? The caterpillar turns into the butterfly. That's transformation. Some people say the snake is transformation. I say no, because the snake, sure, sheds its skin, but it's still a snake. Whereas a butterfly is transformation. So are they going to transform some of the news that we have? Are they going to shed light with this Ace of Wands here on what's going on? And again, I think there's something about these volcanoes that have a big key to what's under that ice. And then the Ace of Wands is the Ace of Fire, and fire is volcanoes. I think there's something here that I almost want to say explodes out into the blogosphere or internet or something with this hangman. The hangman upright is that you're pausing to look at things in a different way. See the different light around you've got to stop and look at things and pause and look at things in a different way. When it's in reverse, you've realized something new, some new information, and now you're free to walk away from and take action. So that's why I think somebody has been held back and they might all of a sudden start to come out. The Lovers here. So that is interesting because the Lovers card is Gemini, who brings us back to the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. So we have a lot of air sign here, and air sign is winter. And we all know that our Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth, and it's winter. It only has 2 seasons, summer and winter. And interestingly, we're getting so many air signs here. So we might have 2 winter countries that kind of stick together. And then look at this, Queen of Wands. Look at all the queen energy we're having versus the male energy of Emperor and all the king's horses, all the king's men. Couldn't put Antarctica back together again. Interesting, we have the Queen of Wands here, Queen of Fire, 8 of Cups upright. Are we going to see a female expose the truth? I have the Lovers here, the Hanged Man. So maybe one of the researchers tells his partner, this is what's really under there. And so is she going to be the one who lights the fire about what's really under the ice in Antarctica? Right? The Queen of Wands is integrity. She also can be an entrepreneur. She's very loyal, but she's that fiery sign. So we have Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords here, coming on pretty strong. And also it's interesting, we have Queen of Pentacles. So we have earth, fire, and air. Earth, fire, and air. All we're missing is water. Well, water is wrapped up in winter, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're going to have 2 countries really fighting here for something on Antarctica. And I know I read on the US and Russia, because they're the last 2, according to the contract, that have a claim on Antarctica. But knock, 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 surprise, here comes China, here comes Iran. I'm wondering what Iran knows about Antarctica, that all of a sudden they would be interested. And they said, oh, it's for our, we have a big Navy fleet. Hello? Why do you have a big Navy fleet? Like, in Antarctica, like what experience do you have with glaciers and ice shields, sheets and sheets of ice? Like, what do you, and they want to claim the whole thing for themselves. So what do they know that's under that ice? What do they know that's under that ice? Are one of those countries going to meld up with them? And we know Iran and Russia are in bed. We know China and Russia are, let's say, friends with benefits. They're not as tight as Iran and Russia. So we might see 2 countries coming together here and challenging that contract. 8 of Cups here, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse. Here's the Devil. So now we've got 2 Devil cards here, 6 of Wands upright, and Temperance. Now Temperance is the angel. So this is there is a hand of the UN in this. There's something under that ice that we don't know about that's very valuable to countries that know what's there, and somebody else is hiding what's under there. And, they may have been foolish to let some of that research go. As we know, Russia has huge research stations on Antarctica. And yes, they are there at the guess of somebody else who owns that territory. I want to reiterate, there's territory, and then there's permission to do research on top of that territory, whatever that territory is controlled by whatever country. So yes, you see Russian, you see Chinese, you see American research stations on there, That doesn't mean they are on their own territory. It means they're guests of the country that owns or that has a contract or a treaty about that particular part of the territory. I think we're going to start to see some jostling for the unclaimed part. And I think it's going to be based on Russia and the US. Well, according to the contract, not all countries agree with that contract, but one way in the back door with them is to become friendly with Russia. And then Russia claims that unclaimed territory. But as we saw, you know, in the geopolitics of it, that if Russia starts to sniff around and wants that unclaimed territory, the states are going to step in and go, no, 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 you can't have it. We might see some of the other countries break pattern and side with Russia, creating a little bit of a firestorm here. Yeah, somebody's going to want to come back and claim that unclaimed territory. Someone's coming back for that. Definitely, definitely. You know, it's ours. We signed the treaty. And yeah, have you met my little friend, Iran? Have you met my little friend, China? But cooler heads will prevail. Cooler heads will prevail. So let's ask, what's so valuable under the ice that, so we've made out that they aren't telling us everything that's under that ice. Oh, there's mountains and rivers and lakes, saline and fresh. You know, it's all really nice. There's a couple of fossils. You know, once in a while you see a mountain top pop out, or you see, you know, in the summertime, sometimes the ice will melt back and you'll see some shoreline. And yeah, there's some krill and some whales come, and there's penguins, and you just don't worry your pretty little head about it, all right? Yeah, we're doing climate change research down here, and yeah, it's still really cold. I don't know how the climate is changing. I digress. What is really under that ice that they're hiding from us? If I see something really conspiracy, we'll work on that tomorrow. That'll be part 4. What is really under that ice that they're hiding from us? We've declared they're hiding something. So what is it, cards? Can you kind of tell us? Can you show us the way? What are they hiding under there? They say there's very little oil and gas, there's very little minerals and lovers, choice. Ace of Cups in reverse, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups in reverse. Interesting, look at, this is the same couple, reversed. I don't think there's water under there. There's not much water. There isn't. The cups, both cups are in reverse. There is the Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think there's a lot of the earth minerals. I wouldn't think that there was any kind of diamonds, because Pentacles are diamonds. So there's no diamonds under there that they know of right now. And plus the diamond market is kaputting, like it's almost done. They're fire though. Wands though are also the sun, and sun is gold. Interesting, Lovers and Two and Queen of Wands. There's no water. There's not as much water as they say they are. So they aren't coming to get any kind of fresh or any other kind of water. And it's really not for the shoreline either. It's not for any kind of earth minerals. Actually, it's the possibilities that there's earth minerals are very low. What's in those volcanoes? What's in those volcanoes? Five of Swords in reverse, Fool again in reverse, Ace of Swords upright. Well, Ace of Swords is the truth. Foolish. They're being foolish by, there's 5 countries that are being foolish. maybe they're ignoring what's in those volcanoes. Now, what comes up out of volcanoes? I know diamonds do. I know it's in the where ancient volcanoes were. There's diamonds, but I don't think they would care about diamonds. Honestly, I honestly don't. Swords here. So that's air. That's again winter, snow, weather. Do they control the weather patterns from Antarctica? Do they control the air? So it's not the earth that they want, it's the air. Judgment in reverse again. The star in upright again. The death in reverse. And the Three of Wands. I wonder if the Three of Wands is Russia, China, and Iran. Okay, everybody put on their tinfoil hat for a minute here. This death in reverse, this is telling me they want the underground tunnels. I know. Here's the death card. Now, how many of us have heard about complete destruction of the earth? Like, raise your hand. So you haven't heard of Noah's Ark, for example. You haven't heard of, I was going to say Solomon and Goriah. Honestly, my dyslexia is really bothering me today. I don't know why. Some days it's worse than others. Sodom and Goriah. Sorry. You know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. But where my brain and my tongue connect, it doesn't connect. Like, brain, come online. This death in reverse, guys, I think they want the underground tunnels. I think there is underground tunnels there. So when this judgment card, so think a big meteorite hits the earth and dinosaurs are gone, and then a big meteorite hits the earth and Noah's Ark happens or whatever. And they're calling for, I think, is it 2032 or 2040 for the next one to hit. Archaics has a good series on that every 138 years something happens on Earth that is very destructive. They have a lot of research on that, and so I'm wondering, they know death is coming. Here comes death. They want those those tunnels to go live in. That's what Göbekli Tepe is. Everybody went underground in Turkey because they knew a cataclysm was coming. So it's interesting. They want to choose who lives in those tunnels, and they want to be able to kick out who they want, whoever they don't want. They know something is coming in the air. Because the Star card is also Aquarius. The Ace of Swords is the Aquarius card. I know. Knight of Swords. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Here's the three again. Three of Swords upright. So Three of Cups upright, Three of Swords. They're going to betray each other. Somebody's going to betray. They'll be like, yeah, thanks for getting us in. Thanks for everything. Who's the red? Who's the red one? Starts with a C. Rhymes with Lina. You watch, they're trying to break that treaty so that they get it. They know what's coming here. They're actually quite anxious about it. They have nightmares about what's coming. And you have to remember, Iran is ancient. Back to the Sumerians and Mesopotamia. And have they read all of those and know like where, like the destruction that has gone on over and over and over? Are they worried we're going into another pole shift or a meteor? I think it's a meteor coming. And that's they know those tunnels that you can live in are there. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Yeah, they're not there for anything deep in the earth at all. They're there because the volcanoes make it possible to live under there. They live there because it's possible to maybe control the weather from there. This has gone really kind of, we'll dig more into this in tomorrow. So my last one about what's under the ice is it just a big ice wall? This is for my flat earth people. My flat earth people. Is the Antarctica, is it just a big ice wall? And is that what they've told us, that it's actually a big continent? And because like I said, it's only been around for 200 years that we've known about it. And actually the explorers always just thought it was a big ice. It was hypothetical that there was a continent there, but they did know there was ice there. So for my flat earth people, is it just one big ice wall? Is that what the big lie is about? Is it one big ice wall? And maybe you don't go underground at all. Maybe you just get right off of Earth through there. Is it one big ice wall? Is it one big ice wall? Cards are ready. Ooh, interesting cut. 3 of Cups upright. 4 of Swords in reverse. Queen of Wands again. Page of Wands. 9 of Swords. I'm going to say I got to do another, but here we have pyramids, and tomorrow I'm going to ask, are there pyramids under the ice? This Page of Wands has pyramids. This almost looks like an insect. And look, this is ice, and then it breaks through the ice. Look at that, could be a big iceberg. This 4 of Wands tells me, this 4 of Swords in reverse tells me, that's my death card, because upright is the sick bed. 4 of Swords in reverse is you get off the sick bed, but is it by death or by you feel better? I go by what cards are around it. I don't know what death has to do around this. 6 of Wands. There's that UN, and a lot of the flat earthers feel that that map is the flat earth. Sails. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords on top of the Knight of Wands. Got lots of wands, lots of fire, passionate energy here. King of Wands in reverse. 9 of Wands. Look at the wands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wands are usually truth and integrity and passion. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen, Queen. And the 2 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Cups upright. 2 of Wands in reverse. 8 of Wands in reverse. Look at all the wands. Knight of Wands in reverse. And the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 5 of Cups. And the Hanged Man wants to show up. So we got the 5 of Cups upright. Page of Cups upright. And the Hanged Man in reverse. 10 of Wands upright. Look at all the wands. Like all the wands. Like that is crazy. You know what? I think but I think with this 5 of Cups and 2 of Cups and Hanged Man, the truth shall set you free. I don't believe we live in the cards are telling us that that's an ice wall. I'm not getting a lot of real positive, yes, 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 yes. Like I was looking for more like Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, even the Two of Wands in reverse is like, even if that was upright, I'd be like, ooh, maybe. But it's in reverse because that's possibilities. That's goals and possibilities and options. And but it's in reverse saying, no, it's kind of not possible. Even the Eight of Wands, I'd be pulling another card. Let's do that. Let's pull another card and see where this Eight of Wands lands. So we got the Ten of Wands up right here, a burden. Let's see, where does this Eight of Wands land? Because Eight of Wands can be travel, can be movement, sometimes can be news. Oh, the Nine of Cups in reverse. So that's wishful thinking that it's a flat earth and that it's a wall, it's an ice wall. It's wishful thinking. I think a lot, we have wands here because people are so passionate about it. Even if you look at the Two of Wands, like he's standing on a globe. And some could argue, well, it's in reverse, so does that mean it's flat? No, it's still rounded. I think that with the Two of Swords here is, sometimes you're blind. You want to be, you refuse to look at the facts. And you're stubborn about what you think you know, but when it's in reverse, is that you've made a decision, your mind is made up, and you've made a choice. So I think in some respects that this is showing us also the family. I think we've got two families here. We've got a family who believes in the globe and the family who believes in the flat earth, and people are very passionate about it. I think that's why we're getting all these wands here. But this Eight of Wands, when I see where it lands on the Nine of Cups, is wishes not fulfilled. So I think that's a no. Also, the Seven of Pentacles is a no. Knight of Wands in reverse is a no. Nine of Wands. Here's another telltale. Nine of Wands upright is a boundary. So you'd even imagine this as a wall of ice. And it's in reverse. So that means that there's no boundaries. So that means there is no wall of ice. And I'm sorry if that upsets some of my flat Earth people, but the Antarctica is not a wall of ice. It is not. It actually brings some people anxiety about all the flat Earth and whatnot. Also, this is showing me here. The Three of Wands upright, you can sail past it. You can sail. You can keep on sailing. You can keep on sailing. So the truth here, truth, integrity. No, I'm not getting that, that it's a wall. I'm not getting a lot of, yes, 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 that's it. I'm not getting that at all. I'm being drawn to take one more card. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, no, that's a strong no. That's also somebody who spreads malicious gossip. Somebody who's not creative. Somebody who likes to stop people from manifesting their own dreams and realities. So no, and also that's the Earth. And it's in reverse. It's in reverse. So I'd say no flat Earth. All right, I might read on that one day, but the cards are saying, we asked, is that a wall of ice for the flat Earth? And the cards are saying, definitely not. Definitely not. All right. Okay, well, I look forward to tomorrow's class, part 4. And we're going to talk about pyramids that showed up here. Where was that card that had the pyramids? Page of Wands here. We're going to ask about the pyramids. We're going to ask about UFOs. We're going to ask about these people that live underneath there, how viable that is. We're going to ask what went on during World War II. Why were they so interested in Antarctica when the wars were in the northern part of the world? Like, even think Japan was in the northern part of the world. Why all of a sudden are they interested in Antarctica? What was that all about? So tomorrow's going to be our tinfoil hat part. All right. Well, let me know what you thought about this. What do you think? Do you think that it's viable that you can live under Antarctica with all those volcanoes and stay warm? And that's maybe what they want, is that protection from a mile of ice when things go south, let's say. What do you think? What do you think the cards were saying? Thank you so much for watching. I sure appreciate you. Please take good care. Bye for now.